Hey everyone, welcome back to another feeder insect nutrition video. Today I have Discoid Roaches, generously provided by Ovipost. Please check out Ovipost linked in the description and use code JustAsAnimalFriends for a discount on your purchase. Before we get started, I ask that you please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's start with the Discoid Roach nutrition facts. They are 66% moisture, 17 to 22% protein depending on if you're offering adult roaches or nymphs. They are 7 to 8% fat, 2 to 3% fiber, and 1% ash. If you just look at their nutrition facts altogether, the pros are that they are low in fat and high in protein. Now let's talk about the calcium to phosphorus ratio. So calcium is needed in the diets of our reptiles, and phosphorus inhibits the absorption of calcium. Many of the feeder insects offered contain a negative calcium to phosphorus ratio, which means that the insect has more phosphorus than calcium, and thus inhibits the absorption of the calcium that's in the insect, and basically puts it at like a negative. In order for our reptiles to have the ideal ratio, which is 2 to 1, we dust them with calcium to make up for the difference. The calcium to phosphorus ratio of Discoid roaches is 1 to 3, which is pretty decent, but it still requires dusting, and that's okay because most feeder insects do. So when you offer Discoid roaches, you're going to want to use a high-quality calcium plus D3 supplement, depending on the species that you have or the type of enclosure, whether or not you offer UVB. How much D3 you offer is going to vary, but regardless, you are going to want to dust your Discoid roaches with calcium. In order for our reptiles to get the most out of their meal, gut loading is essential. Gut loading is the process by which we offer nutritious foods to the feeder insects offered to our pets so that they may reap the benefits nutritionally. Appropriate gut load includes fruits and vegetables or commercial blends. Be careful with offering high-protein foods, including dog food or nutritionally insignificant filler food like potatoes. The stems of leafy greens, squash, bell pepper, broccoli, oranges, carrots, etc. are all favorable and things that I personally have offered my feeder insects. Variety is key for gut loading, so don't offer the same thing every time. Insects must be gut loaded a minimum of 24 hours before you offer the feeders to your reptiles. I also want to touch on the topic of having a varied diet. It is crucial to offer your pet reptile a varied diet, meaning Discoid roaches should only be one of the numerous feeder insects that you offer. Ideally, you should offer a minimum of 3 different insects regularly, but more is better. In addition to Discoid roaches, you can offer dubia roaches, superworms, black soldier fly larvae, mealworms, crickets, hornworms, silkworms, and waxworms, to name a few. Each of these insects have their own nutritional values, and you should research which ones are best for you and your pet. I have a playlist I will leave on screen and in the description of the video that I made all about the different feeder insects, and you can click on those to learn about them. Now let's talk availability and price. So Discoid roaches are not going to be as easy to find in my opinion as dubia roaches. However, if dubia roaches are illegal where you live and Discoid roaches are legal, then it is a much better option for you to be able to have access to Discoid roaches. And there are a number of different places that you can get them from. I'm only going to be touching on Ovipost because they so generously sent them to me for this video. Discoid roaches on Ovipost website are $16.50 for 25 of the extra small variety. For 25 medium roaches, it costs $22.50. And for the large roaches, it costs $25.50 for 25 roaches. I also want to do a quick comparison to dubia roaches, which I have been feeding for years, so I have quite a bit of experience with them, and I also have my own colony. So something I noticed about Discoid roaches compared to dubia roaches is that Discoid roaches feel firmer or harder, and they actually took my geckos a little bit longer to get down than they would when they're eating dubia roaches. This is because Discoid roaches have a slightly higher chitin content, which is a component of their exoskeleton. Another difference is that dubia roaches have slightly higher fat content. The differences in nutritional facts are very minimal, but for protein, while the percentages are similar, Discoid roaches offer a higher essential amino acid complex, meaning they have a better variety of amino acids. In terms of calcium to phosphorus ratio, both insects need to be dusted, and overall they both make great feeder insects as part of a varied diet. The big difference, in my opinion, comes from cost and availability. Dubia roaches are illegal in many places, while Discoid roaches are illegal in fewer. However, Discoid roaches are more expensive and not as readily available or easy to find. Overall, I'm happy with the inclusion of discoid roaches into the varied diet of my reptiles and amphibians, and I would love to continue to offer them in the future, so I just want to say thanks again to Ovipost for the opportunity to offer them to my reptiles. If you are looking for an insect to add into the varied diet of your reptiles or amphibians, I definitely recommend giving discoid roaches a try. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it educational and insightful. If you did, let me know down below by leaving a like or a comment. Also, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out the links below. There are a ton of helpful links down there. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!